Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today we'll talk with a group of folks from Texas who are looking for work campers to help with their adventure campground near San Antonio. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey, a new online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started with the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For a monthly subscription fee, people can participate in 2 online webinars every week to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, where to call home, and how to find a job or start a mobile business. All online events will be recorded for watching anytime. Subscribers can also join an open question and answer session each month. For more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. Mike and Melissa Cummings own Camp Riverview along the Frio River, which is a very popular destination for river tubing excursions. They are joined by Brian and Tina Bourgeois, who manage the park. The campground is located in Concan, about 90 miles west of San Antonio, in the beautiful hill country of Texas. There are 75 campsites and 23 cabins to maintain. The river is a spring-fed, shallow waterway that isn't really deep enough for boating, but it is ideal for fishing and gently floating down the river on giant inflatable tubes. The campground needs work campers this summer to help process reservations, check guests in and out, operate the camp store, and perform outside work as well. They will also assist guests with arts and crafts, hay rides, and laser tag in addition to water activities. Bilingual work campers are especially welcome. Camp Riverview is open all year. During the winter months, work campers with specialty trades are needed to help with various projects. During the summer, they are mostly focused on serving customers. The season officially kicks off around Memorial Day and continues through Labor Day. However, the campground attracts a decent crowd during the shoulder seasons. There are a lot of things for people to do in the area during their time off. Bird watching is popular because the campground is located along a big migration route, but hunting and fishing are also popular. Since it's only 90 miles away, visiting the historic sites and unique San Antonio River Walk is also a fun thing to do. To explain more about the opportunities available to work campers at Camp Riverview along the Frio River, please welcome Mike and Melissa Cummings, as well as Brian and Tina Bourgeois to the show. Thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about your campground and where you are located.
Well, we are Camp Riverview, located in beautiful hill country of Texas, west of San Antonio, about 90 miles, right close to Garner State Park. The main attraction here is the Frio River for outdoor recreational purposes.
And so it's 90 miles west of San Antonio, but in hill country. I understand that's pretty area.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, good rolling hills, kind of an arid environment, but the river cuts right through and gives us a reason for folks to come out, relax, and cool off during the hot summer Texas heat.
So this is a real river that like people can actually go in and swim and fish and play out in boats and things like that?
Yeah, it's a shallow river, spring fed. So it's not real deep. So there's no real boating, motorized boating, but kayaks, canoes, and then the main draw are tubes. Folks come down and float the river on tubes. And we've got great fishing. On property, we have half a mile of the Frio River on our property. So there's a lot of different features that folks can either sit in the water where the water's still, they can ride rapids, and they can fish where it's a little deeper.
Very good. What types of jobs do you hire work campers to perform?
Okay, we hire some of our work campers will work in our office. helping with reservations and sales in our store. Sometimes they work the gatehouse, checking people. They're the first people that our guests will see when they come into the park, and they help direct them, get them where they need to go. And then we also hire work campers to do outside jobs.
Yeah, the outside work consists of keeping the park beautiful, keeping the river clean and beautiful, helping guest needs outside, whether we're delivering firewood or ice or whatever they need, making them happy.
Do you have food service available there?
Say again?
Do you have food service? Do people, are they
Not-
involved in making pizzas and things like that?
Not yet. We have a store with some food, but that's on the horizon in the near future.
How long have you been using work campers at the campground?
About 3 years. We first got involved with the Workamper program in business. And we do separate a little bit of off-season work for project-based focus areas. And then during our busy season in the summer, it's all operationally focused and maintenance driven.
So you have jobs for work campers both seasonally and then year-round.
Yes.
Very good. And so what is a typical season? When does that start? I know things are a little up in the air right now, especially in Texas, but when would you normally start?
So the main season is Memorial Day to Labor Day. And we have, over the past about 3 years, been open year-round so that we do have some shoulder season activity. Spring break, usually in the March time frame, followed by Easter as it falls between March and April. Then we start building in May. Mother's Day is usually pretty busy, and then we hit the official kickoff from Memorial Day all the way through Labor Day, and then it falls off a little in September and into October. But because we're in the really kind of the South Central Texas area, we can have, temperatures in the 90s pretty much any day of any month. January 1st to December 31st, we could have a high of 90 degrees. Yeah. So, or warmer. But then, it does get mild, so it's very comfortable. There's a lot of birding activity here for migration patterns as well, that a lot of people enjoy being out here for. And then we have hunting seasons throughout the year that also draw some folks out.
So the campground is open year-round. You just might not have the full contingency of work campers during the fall and winter months.
Correct. Yeah, because our vacancy the occupancy is generally low outside the summer, but we do remain open and see various levels of busyness.
Do you hire local people to work for the campground as well, or are you fully reliant upon work campers?
We have hired some local people. It's because we're very rural. It's very difficult to bring a local contingent. The nearest city of any size is about a 30-minute drive from us. So if there's an opportunity in that city for people to work, they would rather work there than to drive out to our place. We found that we're a good fit for work campers because they come bringing their house with them. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to provide housing for them, just a place to park their camper and then become part of our team.
I did just look up on a map where you folks are located, and you're right. You're out there, out in the middle of the hill country, right? Yeah. Quite a distance. Within driving distance of San Antonio, right? Yeah. An hour or two away.
So it's about an hour and a half to get to San Antonio, and so one of the things that draws people out here also is because we are so remote, the stars are incredible. The last few nights it's clear, and the stars are just so beautiful.
The Milky Way, everything you see out there.
Mm-hmm. And I can see where the Frio River does it winds its way all the way around the campground. Does that mean you have sites up against the river?
Not, we do have probably 12 sites that are on the river bank. most of them are on the high bank. We have 3 on the kind of the lower level, which is great as long as the river's behaving itself and staying in the banks.
Yeah, that would be a concern, wouldn't it?
And so we have others, we call them Riverview sites, and they're about 50 yards from the river, but we have to back them up that far because floods come often and they would be flooded out. So they've got a view of the river, but they're not right on the banks.
How many campsites do you have?
So we have about 75 campsites and 23 cabins. And the campsites are mostly dual use, where we can have RVs on them or tent sites. But most of them we look for RVs, and we've put in some full hookup sites over the past 4 years that weren't here previous to our ownership, and that's really helped with the RV community.
Very good. How many work campers do you typically hire for a season?
Well, for summer season, we had 4 last year, and we were trying to get 8 this year or 6 this year. Because of the virus, we've lost 2 couples just because they were nervous about leaving or felt that they might not be able to leave their own state to come to us.
Okay, that's a pretty valid concern. So you're looking for people right now to work this summer?
Yes, absolutely. We're trying to decide, we're sort of making a contingency of how we can be open because, several of the work campers would be doing activities with us, and I'm not sure what activities will be allowed to be open. But yes, absolutely, we need work campers right now.
What kind of activities would they be able to do for you if they're allowed to open?
Well, we're trying to figure out what we can do. We had a whole contingent of arts and crafts and games and hay rides and laser tag that they would be staffing for us, but we just aren't sure what the state is going to allow us to do right now.
Okay, but it is Texas, and Texas looks to be pretty progressive in wanting to open the state up. So hopefully by Memorial Day, everything will be back to normal or shortly thereafter.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I bet you'd like that. How do you normally find work campers?
I used online searches for work campers. When we first bought the place in 2015, we were recommended some print publications, but that just did not work well for us. But workamper.com has that great hotline ad, and that has been an excellent resource for us to find work campers for right now and for later on.
What's typically involved in the hiring process then?
We do phone interviews, and then if everything seems to be a good fit, then we go ahead and do the background checks.
Okay. And so the phone interviews are just, typically call up and have a little chat, and if it seems like it's good, then you move on and do a background check and then offer the job.
Yes.
And references.
Oh, yeah, and we do check references, yes.
Okay. It sounds like you're busy there, that you could probably use a work camper right now.
Yeah.
Here's the phone.
Yeah, the phones, they started ringing last Friday afternoon after the governor made the announcement for relaxing things in the state. So it's a good sign.
What traits and qualifications do you look for, or skills do you look for in hiring a work camper?
That would be seasonal.
Well, yeah, it just depends if you're talking about off season or peak in summer. The ones that we have here in the off season are usually highly skilled: carpentry, electricians, plumbing, all of the above. They're just incredible. They've been real helpful. And obviously in the summer, we're not looking for that kind of work. Although we, some light maintenance in the plumbing and electrical to keep the park going if there's any problems. But it's a different work environment in the summer where We're just trying to maintain and keep maintenance up and not working on any projects in the summer.
So the work campers who are working during the winter aren't really involved in the typical things like cleaning the campsites or checking in and out guests. They're involved
Correct.
more in the projects that you've been putting off all summer. Now that you got the time, the volume of campers is down a little bit, you can move ahead with those.
Exactly.
Yes, we've remodeled some cabins the last 2 years. We've remodeled cabins and we added the laser tag field and those sorts of things. So we've utilized skilled work campers to do that.
How many hours do the work campers typically put in each week?
Probably around 35 to 40.
What do they get for that? Are they paid or do they just get a free site?
We pay our work campers for every hour they work. We feel like that is a good fit for us. If we bring in somebody, especially with a skill, we might be able to bring in somebody that at a lower rate than if we were just straight paying them and not the site not included, but we include the site, we include their utilities, and we pay for every hour that we work.
Okay, that's a good deal. So if somebody were had skill in pouring concrete and things like that, they'd come there and they'd work and you'd give them an hourly rate plus a campsite in the off season. And then if they just wanted to check in the guests and clean cabins, that's what they'd be doing in the summer.
Yes, in the summer. Now we do have some part-time opportunities in the summertime. It gives the opportunity for some more campers that aren't, so maybe somebody's retired and they were really skilled in management or customer service, but they don't want to work a 40-hour week. We do have some part-time positions in the summer for those guests. Sometimes we've charged a nominal fee for their site, but normally we just include the site.
So there's no special skills or training that they need to become a work camper for you folks.
Well,
Good customer service.
Customer service, even if they're outside, is always, an expectation. Kind of along the lines of the Disney model, where if you make eye contact with a guest, you should be, congenial and interacting with them with a smile and that type of thing. Then if you're in the store, it's even more, specific, really.
Okay. Do you have specific camp site software that you're using to manage the park that it'd be nice if the work campers were familiar with that?
We just switched to CampSpot for our reservations this year. It's very user-friendly though. So we've had, takes very little time to train someone to use that software, to make a reservation, to check in a reservation, to use the point of sale. So we're always willing to train in the office. We just say a willing attitude that, and good interactive skills that you feel good interacting with other people. Sometimes we get people that might be a little grumpy because they've been on the road a while and they're tired and they just want to get to their campsite. And we have to know in the office to be prepared for that and greet them with a smile. And a lot of times we can turn that around.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good skill to have. What draws people to your area? Is there something that the work campers can do when they're not working that would probably they'd find interesting?
So I think for work campers, there's so many things. It just depends on what kind of work camper we have. The most recent set of work campers that we had for our off-season projects that just left last week, they had a motorcycle, and we have motorcycle rides all throughout the whole country, leaving from right by our campground. So if you're a motorcycle enthusiast, this would be a great place for you to be. If you like to fish, if you like stargazing, birding, if you like shopping in little small towns or wine tasting, all of that is within an hour or two drive. If you like hiking in state parks, we have several state parks nearby. So there are a lot of things to do. You can go into San Antonio and experience the Riverwalk and the Alamo. There's just a lot of things that are a couple of hours from here.
It sounds like it. I've been out in that area, so it is nice. I'd highly recommend it. It'd be fun to live there for an entire summer. There's certainly plenty to do. And would people be able to go tubing as well?
Yes. So for the people that work for us, we offer free tubes for them, and we offer discounts for bringing in friends. Of course, it's on as available. If we have availability, they're welcome to bring in their friends at a highly reduced rate. And yes, a lot of our work campers just like to go into and hang out at the river, which is what our guests like to do on their off times.
That's
we
great.
extend a discount also in the store for items in the store that can be purchased. We have a small store with refreshments and sundries and apparel, souvenirs, things like that.
That's a good point. Being kind of out in the middle of the wilderness, should we say, are groceries readily available?
So it's a 30-minute drive to the larger town, and there is a Walmart Supercenter and a local large grocery store there. There's a town about 10 minutes from here, 15 minutes, that has small groceries, or some, gas stations nearby that do carry some small groceries because we are sort of remote.
Is there something a work camper can do to stand out among other applicants when submitting their application?
Including, their interests and how their skills can match, our kind of unique environment, I guess, where, it is rural. If they've had experience, living in rural America, that I think that helps prepare them for, being out here for a period of time. Having good work history is also important. Indications that they've, stayed on at assignments or places where they've gone and agreed to, whatever the period is, is also a strong factor, because it shows that there's some consistency there that we should be able to expect pretty well.
Very good. Is there any advice that you would give to people that you would like all work campers to know before they arrived at your park, or that you would give in general to work campers anywhere?
I think being a team player is huge. So sometimes, in the middle of summer, things can just come up and you might be asked to do something that seems weird, odd, not what you signed up for, unexpected. Yes. But when we work as a team, it makes our guests happy, and that makes for a better work environment. It's very cyclical like that. And I just think that that's probably one of our biggest things, is that you will be surprised. It's a different environment every day. Wonderful people out there from all over the country to talk to and get to know. So I just think if you're able to go from thing to thing and not be tripped up by something like that.
Very good. Where can people get more information about this opportunity if they'd like it?
Well, we will be putting a hotline ad out shortly, and you can certainly look us up, FrioCampRiverview.com, to see what kind of activities and what we have. But basically, we're looking for office and outdoor for this very summer, because we believe we will be open and ready to go.
So if people wanted to work this summer, they should contact you right away.
Yes, they
Absolutely.
They can contact us. Our email and phone number is right on our webpage. They can contact us right away and start sending resumes.
Super. Well, thank you very much for taking a few minutes to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Working at Camp Riverview in Concan, Texas, sounds like a spectacular way to spend the summer in one of the prettiest parts of Texas. These full-time positions involve interacting with guests as they have a great time relaxing on the river, but there are opportunities for people with construction-related skills to help out during the shoulder seasons and winter months. If you are a bilingual in English and Spanish, that would be a real plus for getting the job. It's a relatively small campground, so it's easy to help people have a lot of fun. In addition to tubing, hay rides, and laser tag, there's a variety of things for work campers and guests to do as well. Motorcycling, bicycling, bird watching, and stargazing are just a few. Work campers also get free access to use the tubes when they're not working. Because it's the hill country, there are a lot of wineries and little farmers markets to visit in the area. San Antonio is also a fun city to visit, and there are a lot of small towns to check out too. The campground is less than 2 hours from Mexico and only a few hours from the Padre Islands. I'd like to thank Mike and Melissa Cummings, as well as Brian and Tracy Bourgeois for coming onto the show to tell us more. If you'd like more information about the campground, be sure to check out their website at www.friocampriverview.com. That's F-R-I-O, campriverview.com. There are still several jobs available this summer. Workamper News, a magazine and online publication, can connect RVers to full and part-time jobs around the country. Whether it is running a business from your RV or working short-term jobs for a variety of employers, Workamper News can give you information to help you plan a course to live your own dream and get you on the road faster than you thought possible. For more information about opportunities to live, work, and play in your RV, visit www.workampernews.com. This episode is sponsored by the National RV Training Academy in Athens, Texas. The Academy's one-week live training or home study course will teach you everything you need to know to fix about 80% of the problems people experience with their RVs. You can also sign up for additional training to become an RV inspector, campground technician, or to provide mobile RV service. For more information, visit www.nrvta.com. That's all we have for today's show. We'll have another interview with an employer in a few days. There's still a lot of opportunities available for work campers. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on The Workamper Show.